Palantir stock is up over 7% in the past week, and despite a small pullback on Friday, Palantir stock is up over 159% year to date. But there is catalyst for Palantir in the coming weeks that could see the stock price continue to rise rapidly. However, analysts remain somewhat bearish and insiders keep selling stock. So what is going on at Palantir, and can Palantir really become a $1 trillion company? In this video, I'm going to analyze Palantir stock and what we can expect in the medium term, and why I'm not concerned by huge amounts of insider selling. This is a must-watch video for Palantir stockholders. Before we get into the video, I want to thank everyone who reached out to me over the past few weeks. This is my first video in over a month due to some unforeseen personal reasons, so thanks to everyone who reached out. I am planning to make a few videos now over the weekend, so stay tuned. But if you find any value in this, can I ask you to smash the like button? It literally costs nothing, but it helps the channel out so much. I'm aiming to get 400 likes on this video. Help me achieve that goal. For anyone who's new, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any new content like this. I'm not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, so always do your own due diligence. Now let's get straight into it with a quick overview of what makes Palantir so special. So what is Palantir Technologies? Palantir is a software company that builds the world's leading platforms for data-driven operations and decision-making. Palantir specializes in data analytics. Its software lets businesses capture and integrate data, develop and manage AI and machine learning models, and build applications that incorporate those data sets and models. These applications help workers make better decisions, and Palantir develop long-term partnerships with organizations, working together to help them realize the value in their data and transform how they operate. The company provides solutions for many industries, such as automotive, cyber, financial compliance, law enforcement, and defense forces, among others. It serves various private enterprises, public institutions, and non-profit organizations. Palantir is a fully global company and has operations in North America, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, but Palantir is headquartered in the US. So that's a very simple breakdown of what Palantir is and what they do. Now, Palantir recently debuted a new product called AIP, or Artificial Intelligence Platform, which brings support for large language models and generative AI to its existing software. With industry analysts having praised Palantir for its technology developments, ranking Palantir as a leader in the artificial intelligence and machine learning and data science market in many reports over the past 2 years. Looking at the recent investors' presentation, Palantir reported encouraging financial results in Q2. Palantir beat analyst estimates with very encouraging results, pretty much exactly what I predicted in my Palantir earnings preview video, and the stock has been on the rise ever since. US commercial revenue grew 55% year over year, and total revenue grew 27%, but only 7% from the previous quarter. Its customer count climbed 13% from the previous quarter and a whopping 83% year over year, with the average existing customer spending more. In turn, revenue increased to $678 million, and Palantir recorded GAAP EPS growth of 500% and an adjusted EPS of 9 cents. Now importantly, Palantir recorded their 6th consecutive quarter of GAAP operating profitability and their 7th consecutive quarter of GAAP profitability. In a lot of ways, Q2 2024 was by far Palantir's best quarter to date. They have increased their income, they have increased their customer base, signed 96 new deals of at least $1 million or more, and Palantir have ended the quarter in a better position than before with no debt and $4 billion in cash and cash equivalents. But Palantir also signed major new deals in recent months, such as the deal with Tampa General Hospital, a deal with Starlab, and a partnership with Polaris, and this is on top of agreements earlier in the year, such as the deal with the US Army to deliver the Titan next generation deep sensing capability, which is worth over $180 million, or the deal with Oracle to provide secure platform and AI solutions that power businesses and governments around the world. With guidance set for Q3 of between $697 million and $701 million, Palantir did also raise their full year 2024 guidance yet again, estimating 2024 sales of between $2.74 and $2.75 billion, and expect to report free cash flow of of between $800 million and $1 billion this year, providing the company with enough room to target acquisitions and invest heavily in organic growth. Now that we've looked at all these positives, it really does beg the question, why are insiders selling large chunks of stock now, and why am I not concerned? Well, you might have seen news last week of Palantir co-founder Peter Thiel selling over $1 billion worth of shares. And on top of this, you might have seen reports of CEO Alex Karp also selling a large chunk of stock recently too. But Peter Thiel's sales were executed automatically as part of a 10b5-1 plan adopted in May, which also seen him shed about $500 million earlier this year. That plan automatically sells Thiel's shares upon reaching certain criteria, and Peter Thiel has now exhausted the authorization through until December 31st of next year. As for CEO Alex Karp, he has been selling shares every quarter for years now. Although Alex Karp sold shares recently at all-time highs, he also sold shares when the stock was at all-time lows and over 10 times in between. So I'm not concerned at all about insiders selling. That is what insiders do when certain criteria are met. Now, when we look at the charts, we can see the huge run that Palantir has been on for more than a year now, going from as little as just $6 up to the current price of $43. The stock had been in a long-term upward trend, but recently this huge breakout move hitting a new all-time high. However, I do expect the stock to pull back a little in the coming weeks before beginning to rally again before earnings next month. This is just my opinion and not advice on what to do, because I do believe that Palantir can go a lot higher than this in the medium term. After all, I did predict this rally when I made videos about Palantir back in August and September, explaining exactly why this was going to happen. So the question is, will Palantir Technologies be $1 trillion stock by 2030? Now, before we look at the possibility of Palantir becoming a $1 trillion company, I'm getting so many comments about what stock to cover next. So I'm thinking about doing either a NEO update or a SoFi update, and then maybe 1 or 2 more videos over the weekend. Comment below which stock analysis you would like to see most, SoFi or NEO. And if you have any other suggestions, drop them in the comments too. So will Palantir Technologies be $1 trillion stock by 2030? Now, although Palantir stock has more than doubled so far this year, there are only 6 American companies with a market cap of above $1 trillion. So this is an absolutely huge achievement for any company. After all, Palantir's current valuation is just under $100 billion, so the stock would need to 10x from a near all-time high to achieve this. But a lot could happen over the next 5 years. And as Palantir continues to sign deal after deal and increase its profitability every quarter, this is not at all beyond possibility. A lot can happen in 5 years. Look at Nvidia, for example. Nvidia stock had hit an all-time high back in 2018. Yet over the past 5 years, Nvidia has gone from as little as $10 billion to now being the world's most valuable company at over $3.3 trillion. And a lot of people doubt Palantir just like a lot of people doubted Nvidia. The dawn of artificial intelligence is the biggest millionaire maker since the full adoption of the internet over 20 years ago. And just a reminder to everyone, even this was reported as just a passing fad that millions were giving up on, as reported here in December 2000. Now we are seeing all the same things being said about the AI revolution, but yet again, this is not simply a passing fad. So with Palantir Technologies at the forefront of the AI revolution, could it ride the recent stock market rally all the way to $1 trillion valuation? So let's dig in. First, in order to understand why Palantir could reach $1 trillion, you must grasp what the company does. In the simplest terms possible, Palantir is a problem-solving company. Every day, the world produces an incalculable amount of data. This data can be a powerful asset, particularly to organizations that produce it. But its sheer volume often makes it difficult to understand. Take this example. Palantir has a massive contract with the NHS in the UK. On any given day, a hospital might admit hundreds of patients, collect millions of data points, and schedule thousands of work hours for doctors, nurses, and other staff. Palantir, through its AI-powered platform, seeks to provide clarity to clients at large organizations such as hospitals, By using the company's platform, staff members can identify patterns and develop solutions that deliver better outcomes for all stakeholders. For example, the NHS used Palantir's technology to help improve its efficiency and thereby reduced patient waiting times for surgery. Delivering these improvements can save large organizations a lot of money, and because of that, Palantir is seeing its customer count explode. In short, over the next 5 years and longer, organizations will continue to implement AI-powered solutions to help improve their operations and save money. Palantir stands to benefit, and that's why the stock is up so much this year and could rise much higher over the next 5 years. So as I already said, Palantir would need to 10x in order to reach $1 trillion. But this is far from impossible. That works out at a compound annual growth rate of more than 62%. In fact, there are examples of companies meeting or exceeding that level of growth. For example, over the past 5 years, Nvidia and Tesla have both recorded compound annual growth rates exceeding this. Nvidia has an incredible 93%, while Tesla is 74%, and all of this growth coming in less than 4 years. And there are other examples of companies coming close, such as Eli Lilly or Broadcom. So although this level of growth would be incredible and is somewhat unlikely, it certainly is not impossible. So with all this information in mind, is Palantir a buy now? Palantir, first of all, is a well-run company with an innovative product, riding the wave of enthusiasm over AI. Its revenue growth stands at 27%, while its customer count is growing even faster. Even without hitting the huge growth rates needed to achieve a billion-dollar valuation, these are still very impressive numbers. So in short, the company remains a growth investor's dream come true, and therefore I continue to believe that it's a stock worth owning, even if it's unlikely to hit $1 trillion by 2030. But guys, what do you think? Can Palantir hit $1 trillion, or do you believe it will ever hit that level? When I analysed Palantir's growth a few months ago, I think it worked out that at the current growth rate, Palantir could hit $1 trillion by I think it was 2038. But the company has exceeded expectations since I did that analysis. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. There's a lot of talk on social media, as always, about Palantir, but always do your own due diligence. Remember that I'm not a financial advisor, but if you enjoyed this analysis, then please like and subscribe. I hope you make a load of money on this stock. Follow me on Twitter, and I'll catch you in the next